21 Savage wife. I couldn't even finish reading because I did not know this man was married.
Now to our ABC News exclusive, rapper 21 Savage speaking out for the first time since his release by ICE.
Latto recently went through a shocking emotional moment after learning unexpected news about 21 Savage's personal life. She believed they were building a future together and even shared her pregnancy announcement on March 20th, revealing her album Big Mama, set for May 29th. The announcement included images of a tattooed hand believed to be 21 Savage and baby-themed photos, suggesting he was involved and supportive. However, things changed when it became known that 21 Savage is still legally married to a woman in England, and she is also expecting a child. This meant Latto was unaware of a complicated situation already existing in his life. The discovery reportedly left her stunned and overwhelmed. Many also forget that 21 Savage was born in London, moved to Atlanta as a child, and has not become a U.S. citizen, adding more attention to his background and public story in recent public media discussions.
Morning, George. Yes, he was born in England, but 21 Savage says he is from Atlanta. He says it's where he grew up, starting in first grade.
Latto went through a shocking moment after learning unexpected news about 21 Savage's private life. Back in 2019, he was arrested by ICE, and the world discovered that the Atlanta rapper was actually born in London, England, and had overstayed an expired visa. The news spread quickly online, turning into memes, but it also exposed how much of his personal life had been kept hidden from the public. One major secret was his marriage to Kiana Joseph in 2020, which happened quietly and led to 2 sons. In 2023, she filed for divorce, but the process was never completed, leaving them still legally married in 2026. Reports later suggested she was also expecting another child, adding more confusion to an already complicated situation. Meanwhile, Latto had announced her own pregnancy and believed she and 21 were building a future together. She later learned she was not the only woman carrying his child, and that he was still married. Their relationship had gone public in 2025, but during that time he never mentioned his legal status or family situation. Sources say Latto confronted him after finding out, demanding answers about the hidden marriage and the pregnancy news. She felt shocked and hurt, realizing the life she imagined was not the reality he was living. What she did not know was that his past situation was still affecting everything in the present. Many people were reminded of his 2019 IC arrest, when his immigration status became public worldwide. That moment showed a side of his life that had long been kept away from fans and media. Now, with overlapping relationships and unresolved legal ties, the situation has become even more complicated for everyone involved. Latto believed she was starting a real family, but the truth around 21 Savage changed everything she thought she knew about their future together completely now.
I mean this deeply, and it's going to be the quiet, harsh part out loud. It is not something to be celebrated to be the mistress baby mama. And watching people kind of make up this narrative in their head that like, oh, 21 Savage is gonna leave his wife that he's been legally married to for how many years now? Let's say 5.
The situation is not only about 21 Savage being married, but more about the trust that was broken. Latto believed she was in a real relationship, but later found out key details were never shared with her. She fell in love, became pregnant, and openly shared her news, all while he was still legally tied to another woman who is also expecting a child. This discovery left her feeling hurt and misled. Many people are questioning why he never explained his situation. The truth is, his divorce has been delayed for around 3 years, and it is not just about personal feelings. Reports suggest it is connected to legal and immigration matters. Because of his background and status, staying legally married may have had advantages for his residency situation. However, he could not openly tell Latto that his marriage was part of a legal arrangement connected to citizenship concerns. He also could not admit this while maintaining a public relationship with her. So instead, important facts were left unsaid. Latto was made to believe he was single, committed, and ready for a future together. Now she feels shocked and emotionally overwhelmed, realizing she was not his main priority. His legal situation and existing marriage came first, while she was left believing something different. The entire situation has now become even more complicated, due to ongoing family ties and unresolved legal issues.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has taken Grammy-nominated rapper 21 Savage into custody. ICE says the rapper is a UK resident living in the U.S. illegally.
21 Savage's personal situation is more complicated than it looks. Legally, Kiana holds an important place in his life because she is the mother of his children and still his lawful wife. If he were ever deported to England, his career in the United States could end completely. Staying in the country is essential for him, and his existing marriage plays a key role in that process. Latto, who has been with him publicly for a short time, does not have the same legal standing, even though she is also expecting his child. Her relationship does not support his residency case the way Kiana's does. Because of this, he chose to maintain his marriage rather than finalize a divorce. Reports suggest he even strengthened that bond by having another child. Latto now realizes she was not the priority in this situation, as legal survival and career stability came first there.
21 Savage was arrested by ICE, able to publicly claim him.
The situation involving 21 Savage's English wife is not just about his place of birth, but about his legal reality and how it affects every relationship around him. Even if he has emotional ties with Latto, he is still legally bound to Kiana, and that connection cannot be ignored. Latto believed she was starting a new chapter with him when she announced her pregnancy and shared it publicly, thinking they were building a future together. However, she later learned that his marriage was still active and that his wife was also expecting a child. This changed everything for her. Instead of being in a clear relationship, she realized she was involved with a man who could not fully commit. His legal status makes divorce complicated, especially because staying married may support his immigration and career stability in the United States. Because of this, he has strong reasons to avoid finalizing the separation. Latto now finds herself in a painful position. She is already pregnant, already connected to him through a child, and unable to step away easily. At the same time, she cannot expect marriage because he is still legally tied to another woman. This creates a long-term situation that cannot be quickly undone. Although Latto has her own successful career and growing fame, the public reaction has been harsh. Many people see the situation as messy, especially since 21 Savage is married with children on both sides. Critics argue that she entered a complicated relationship without knowing the full truth. In the end, the issue is not only about love or betrayal, but about a future that is now permanently linked to someone who cannot fully change his situation, no matter how things feel emotionally.
Already made her decisions. I say this as someone who's watching young girls again say like, no, he's gonna leave his wife. They're not. They never leave their wives for that mistress. Maybe they leave their wife and they get with somebody else later, but they never leave it for that mistress. Very rarely does it ever happen.
Latto was deeply hurt when she finally understood the truth of her situation. She realized she was never the main priority in 21 Savage's life, and marriage was never truly an option for them. The man she became pregnant with is still legally tied to his wife, and at the same time, he is building a family on both sides. One with his legal wife, and another with her as the public partner. People are now debating whether 21 Savage intentionally misled her, or if she simply chose to ignore the signs. Some believe he hid important details about his marriage, while others think Latto may have known parts of the situation but hoped things would change. What makes the situation more complicated is Kiana's reaction. Instead of reacting with anger when Latto announced her pregnancy, she publicly showed support. This calm behavior suggests she feels secure in her position as the legal wife, no matter what happens outside the marriage. The reality is that Latto and Kiana are not on equal ground. One holds emotional connection, while the other holds legal power and immigration importance. In this setup, the legal wife has the stronger position every time. Although Latto is now facing a difficult emotional moment, life will move forward. She will raise her child, and her relationship with 21 Savage may or may not continue. But one fact remains clear. He is already married to the woman who supports his stay in America, and that legal bond is not likely to break, no matter what happens around it.